14th of October 1066, the Battle of Hastings, probably the most famous battle and date in English history, and the result changed England forever. It was the last time that England was successfully invaded by a foreign power. After a full day's fighting, it was still stalemate between the English and the Norman invaders, and despite repeated Norman attacks, the English shield wall, battered, weakened but not broken, continued to hold the ridge on Senlanc Hill in Sussex. And as the autumn shadows started to lengthen on the ground, the invader, William of Normandy, knew the game was almost up. Up on the hill, under his personal banner of the fighting man, King Harold of England only had to hold on until nightfall. Then he could retreat in darkness back to London, and there behind the ancient Roman walls, with the River Thames acting as a moat against a William of Normandy, he could wait for his reinforcements to come from the Midlands and the north to join him. And William? This was all he had. It was less than he had started the day with as well. His great gamble was about to fail. And as those shadows grew longer, he made up his mind. He ordered one last all-out assault on the English lines and ordered his knights to charge directly at Harold. You probably know the story. William becomes the conqueror, Harold gets an arrow in his eye. Well, maybe. The Norman conquest, the end of Anglo-Saxon England. But you know, the real story is so much more than a bloody battle, and it's far, far more intriguing. It's a web of family feuds and rivalries, of deceptions, naked ambition that stretched not just across England, but across the sea to Normandy and across the cold North Sea to the lands of the Vikings. You know, at the beginning of January 1066, as King Edward the Confessor breathed his last breaths, the great families and great leaders were vying for the throne of England. The Godwinson family, led by Harold, a clan who had risen from a lowly pirate to now control half of England. The House of Normandy, led by William, the bastard son of a descendant of a fearsome Viking who had carved out a duchy in France, and a lowly tanner's daughter. He became Duke of Normandy at just the age of 7 and had to fight his way to retain his birthright against ambitious rivals and foreign enemies. Harald Hardrada of Norway, a Viking mercenary turned king, with his eye on the rich prize that was England. And he would come far closer than many people realise to changing the course of history. Sweyn of Denmark could have made a move, and when he finally did, he was too late. Edgar the Atheling, a descendant of King Alfred the Great himself and the last of the great royal house of Wessex. Edwin and Morcar from the noble line of Mercia, grandsons of Lady Godiva, ambitious lords of the north. And Tostig Godwinson, the bitter brother of Harold, exiled from England and seeking revenge. 1066, 3 battles, 2 coronations, another king proclaimed but never then passed over. A Viking warrior king landing upon the shores of England. This is like a novel or TV drama, except it's even better than that, because it's real. Isn't it about time you heard the real story of 1066? Sign up to hear my talk, 1066, England's real Game of Thrones.